Hey guys, Sales and Trails. My name's Nick, thanks for joining me on my flipping adventure. Today it's another sales episode. We've got a bunch of small little sales to start off with, but I hope you enjoy. You know the drill now guys. If you started watching my videos from now, take a look in the previous sales videos. We normally go Vinted first, then eBay. So it was only one quick small one for the Thursday. Technically it was Wednesday, but it is a How to Train Your Dragon. I think it's the second one actually at the Hidden World. This is Hook Fang. I did dabble in a little bit of How to Train Your Dragon. I've never really watched the films, but quite like dragons. I'm Welsh, what can I say? But yeah, I picked this up from a charity shop for 50 pence. I think it was in Pontypool actually. Seen it, saw it was still tagged. It's something you connect to a bag, I think it is. One of those bag clips. But yeah, it's in really good condition. Like I said, bought it for 50 pence, sold it for £5.50, I think it was. Bargain. As you may have noticed in the last episode, I sold a Snorlax Squishmallow. I thought, do you know what, I might just raise some of my Pokemon stuff. I was going to do a video on all my nostalgia Pokemon, but this is stuff I bought after that, so it doesn't really matter too much. But sold the Vulpix on Vinted. Picked these up in a car boot sale, along with the Bulbasaur. I've got two Bulbasaurs now I still need to put up. But yeah, picked this one up. I thought, do you know what, it'd be better to sell it on its own than in a bundle. Bought it for £2.50, sold it for £4. Not really much in it for me, but at the same time I couldn't say no to picking Vulpix up. Was one of my favourites. I prefer Ninetales, but yeah, as you can see, got little tiny bits of, you know, not damage as such, but it's just loose ends on it. It's a 2021 Pokemon, and I don't know if it is. No, I was going to say it's not Wicked Cool toys, but yeah, easy sale, only £1.50, but you know, it all adds to the kitty. This one, totally legal to buy it, but it is basically a knockoff, and it is a Co-Bunny plush. Now this looks exactly like a Jellycat. Even have a look at the label. Look. Apart from it would have like a Jellycat label there, the label itself is the same material. It's got the same sort of style into it, even on the back. It's got the PO box and all that. I think it's very similar to what the Jellycat's one is. I don't actually have a Jellycat, just to do a comparison on it. But I saw it in a charity shop, instantly grabbed it, didn't even look at the tag. I thought, right, it's got that sort of corduroy sort of look to it. It's gonna be a Jellycat. Surely it's a Jellycat. It wasn't. Clearly, it's a knockoff. But bought it for I think it was a quid. Sold it for £3 because I ain't gonna make a lot of money on a knockoff. But yeah, not much to really say about this one except for if you do see the knockoff ones, it's still worth it if they're really cheap. But glad to see it go. Now we're on to Friday's eBay. We do actually have two eBay sales, and the first one is We Resort. Pick this up in a car boot. I'll pick it up in a charity shop car boot. I'll pick it up anyway. If anybody's selling them on Facebook Market, if they're selling for like £1 or £2, I'll pick them up because they are £7 to £10 every day, all day, every day. But this one's actually with a manual and obviously the game. It'd be a bit strange not to sell it with the game. The disc is in pretty minty condition. There's some small marks to it, but you're going to have that with the age. I can't even remember when the Wii came out, but I did play the heck out of the Wii Sports. That's another one to pick up as well. I've sold that before. That's a £7 to £10 one as well. But yeah, paid £2 for it, sold it for £7. You might have saw in one of my old videos, like going way back, that I sold my Final Fantasy X. I was a little bit gutted I sold it, so when I picked up all those walkthroughs, I thought, you know, I'll purchase another one off Vinted. And this is the game itself. I promise it's nowhere near in as good condition as mine. Look at the case, for example. The case is all beat. I'm assuming that was due to a delivery. I did speak to the seller and I was like, it's cool, man. I'll take it anyway. Weirdly enough, there's a platinum disc inside of a normal black box or blue box in this case. Fairly scratched up. It's not too bad, but the buyer wasn't really that interested in it because he's got it for the PS5. What he was interested was this. The piggyback walkthrough. Like I said, bit yellowing, just like the Final Fantasy VII, but nowhere near as in bad condition. This is by far my most favourite game in terms of like the Final Fantasy franchise. Closely actually by the Final Fantasy VII, but this one 100%. Condition wise, in fairly good condition. I didn't take much notice of it when I was looking at it, but the spine on this part by here isn't in amazing condition, but it's all there. It's complete. All the pages are there. Like I said, yeah, yellowing, but the spine's all good. The pages in the front are all good, and for the price they had it for, £20 for both, so the game and this, I don't think the customer's going to complain. But this, like I said, if you haven't played it, do play it. I hope you really enjoys. Remember guys, to hit that like, subscribe, comment about the video, let me know if you want me to do any changes, let me know what you think of the items sold so far, and what you think I should go out there and look for. Pretty busy weekend. We had quite a few sales for eBay, a couple for Vinted. I wasn't really expecting it. The weather's been absolutely dreadful, so there hasn't been any car booting. I didn't fancy going to some charity shops because I fancy taking a weekend off really, just do a lot of listing, hopefully getting some sales generated for me to showcase to you guys and to get some extra profit into the kitty. And it's kind of come to fruition. First of all, we have this Power Rangers Megazord, or Dino Megazord, or I can't remember exactly what it was. This is made by, I think, Bandai. Yes, Bandai 2014. Picked it for £2.50. Didn't really think too much of it. I just knew it was Power Rangers. Sometimes Power Rangers stuff sells well, and sometimes it doesn't. I just went by gut feeling. And this time I was sort of maybe kind of wrong. I made £2 profit on it. Bought it for £2.50, sold it for £4.50. I wasn't too sure if I was even going to be able to sell it to begin with, but yeah, it has some very mild markings to it, like the paint work on it and everything like that. But yeah, I'm not sure it was meant to have accessories either. But it sold. Happy days. And then the next one was even less than that. I don't even know why I picked it, but it's just reminiscent of when I used to have quite a lot of Paul Frank t-shirts. And it was a little Paul Frank. This is going to be a cosmetic bag really for like your smalls, for like your little lipsticks and whatnot. I don't use it, clearly. I said to my partner, would you use this? And she was not particularly keen on it either. But I picked this up in a car boot for 50p, and it sold for £3. So, you know, I'm making £2.50 profit. So both together is £4.50. 5 minutes work. I ain't going to complain with that, as per usual. But that was my vintage sales for the weekend. Now, to be fair, some of these are not very good when it comes to profitability. However, it's nice to get some stock out the window. Well, at the door really, I should say. But we'll start off with this tiny little lighter. It's a Ronson. I done it as a Banker's. I'm not 100% sure if it is a Banker's. It didn't really have much on it. It just says Lion on the bottom. There's a patent number. It does mechanically work. There's no flint and there's no fuel in this that I'm aware of. But I think I picked this up for like £2. They sold it for £5.50. But I got the postage wrong on it. I sold it as an every postage, which was £2.94, when actually it should have been just a general Royal Mail for £1.55. So there's a little bit extra profit in it. But you know, lighters, I got quite a few of them, and they do make some profit. They don't make crazy amounts of profit, but there was, like I said, 6 in total. Some of them are profitable, some of them not so much. We have some Kurt Geigers here. Like I said, I picked up Kurt Geigers before in the past. These are actually tassel Kurt Geigers in a size 7. Let's double check that, I'm fairly certain. It's a size 41 on the bottom. Nothing particularly special about them except that they're cheap. I picked them up for £5. I think I sold these for 14, maybe? You'll see it on the screen now. Yeah, like I said, I picked up a pair of Kurt Geigers before, sold them. And for a £5, you can't really say no. You know you're going to make a couple of quid profit on them. Not much else really to say about them for me personally. But the next ones I have a lot to say about, and they are my Vans. I bought these when I was up in Liverpool. The first time I went to go visit Aaron with my partner, I saw them in a TK Maxx. I said to myself, you know, they're lovely. I picked up the other pair of Converse. I don't know if you've seen that one on one of my other videos, but yeah, I just decided they just weren't for me. So they've just been left unboxed, stored away, and I sold them for £43, I think, as you'll see on the screen anyway. But yeah, they're unworn. They still got the tag on them. These are 10.5. I am a size 10, 10.5. It depends on the actual shoe. But yeah, glad to get these sold. They're bought for 30 quid. You know, it's not much profit in it. It's a couple of quid in it for me after fees. But it's nice for someone else to enjoy them. These are actually extremely rare though. I don't think there's any more of these in the UK, let alone anywhere else in the world. They're a size 10.5. You can see on for sale. Right, next one up. We've got another one of our favourites. I'll always pick up How to Train Your Dragon, like I said, with that hook fan. This is Stormfly, I think his name is, plush. So How to Train Your Dragon 2 again. Still with the label on it. Lovely condition. Has some very minor markings on it. I don't know if there's a stitch missing on there. It should be fine though. But yeah, still got the tags on it. Still got the actual How to Train Your Dragon 2 tag on it. Sold this for £12.99. I'm pretty sure I picked it up for £1. So yeah, very profitable line for me, How to Train Your Dragon. I'll always pick it up wherever I see it. So if any of you guys got How to Train Your Dragon stuff, let me know. Make a couple of quid. We then have something which I just randomly picked up from one of the charity shops. I wasn't too sure how they would be when it comes to online selling, but it was a set of 3, and they are Southern Bastards, this graphic novel done by Jason Aaron and Jason Latour. Yeah, it's got Volume 1, Hero as a Man, then it's got Gridiron, and then Homecoming. They're a bit sticky on the top because someone had stickers on the top, so you can feel that they're... But I spoke to the customer about it and he said, you know what, I'm not really bothered about the condition, I just want to read them. So I picked these up for £1 each, which was £3, sold them for 10. I did have them on the store for a while, so I thought I'd just let them go, only make a few pounds profit. But like I said, you've got to shift items, get new items in. And finally, this one, actually was not my choice of purchase. It was Aaron's when we went to Getty Gear Car Boot. And he's got a good eye when it comes to things like this. And it's an AeroPress. He really likes coffee. I'm not super keen on coffee, but he's well into his coffee. And he's seen this and he wanted one for himself years ago. This is one of the original designs. Picked up for £2. It's basically a press. As simple as this says where it says on the tin. It's pressed down and it's like a cafetiere, or well, I can't pronounce that word, but yeah, really good. Comes with a stand as well for your filters. Picked up for £2, sold it for £17.99, so plenty of profit in that. But that is the weekend sales. Mixtures here, quite a variety when it comes to a lot of things which I like the van shoes. I do like lighters. This one I would never have had a clue on, so thank you very much for that, Aaron. And at the same time, How to Train Your Dragon, always pick it up. Well, it's been very quiet. I had one sale on the Monday and one sale today, which is Tuesday. I'm understanding this is going to happen. I've not really done this sort of side of the year. Like I said, we've only been going for a few months, so we'll see what happens. I see quite a lot of grumble saying it's been very quiet. Kind of the economy isn't exactly helping in that regard. But I did have 2 sales. I might just start off with the Tuesday one because it was a vintage, and that one there is an eBay. So the Tuesday one today, it's only something really small. Sorry, the battery went then. Yeah, quick one here. Tuesday, today we had one sale on vintage, and it's a Experimotors Porsche Carrera 911. As you can see, it's Hot Wheels. It's the number 5 of 5, so there's different colours. I've seen red ones before. I literally picked this up for like £1.50, sold it for £2. There's no money in it. I'm not really going to buy any more Hot Wheels. They're not really my thing. I'm just trying to get rid of stock on vintage. So yeah, bye bye. I don't. It's hard to say that, but it's not really of interest to me. But that I really like the look of, and this was on Monday for eBay. So this is a Zara. I think it's just a classic Zara shirt. It's a regular fit. It's a Euro large. I can't actually find the UK size into it. It's made in Morocco, and it's a depiction of, I think that's cherry blossom. But yeah, lovely little shirt. It's got a nice sort of, it's a little bit see-through, but it's got a nice sort of texture to it. What I was going to say about it, well, how much I paid for it. I paid £3 for it in a charity shop, sold it for £10, so a couple of quid profit on that. But yeah, I had a very, very large amount of interest for this one. I just wanted to see it go. Like I said, most of the stock I'm just trying to move now. I'm trying to move into more of the winter stock. So I'm going to be doing more coats. There's going to be more sort of winter gear. There's going to be hopefully more games, hopefully more like board games and everything like that, ready for the Christmas sort of phase. Because generally it goes in sort of motions where people will be picking up like the action figures and board games and coats and everything like that, because it's quite seasonal. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll have a few more sales before Thursday. So hopefully tomorrow, the last selling day, we'll get some bangers. So I had to take a return for the Doc Martens, unfortunately, so it's been a bit of a pain. But however, I had a decent sale just to finish off this week. Sorry, I got this slumped a little bit further down. I should do. It's in the racking at the moment. I've made a gap and going through all my coats. But the sale was for this Sony mini disc mini disc deck player remote control. It's an RM D7M. See them there? So you can literally see the room. There's stuff everywhere. There's a little bit of rubbish there, but this whole rack in here full of stuff. The Doc Martens up on the top. It's got all these games by here. A lot of these are personal. These two by here are a great pickup. Still not 100% sure on what to do when it comes to pricing, but they're BenQ projectors. They're an MX707. I also picked up a bunch of those iPod shuffles as well. I might do a little video on that for you guys. But yeah, this Sony mini disc deck remote, the RM D7M, sold it for £17, bought it for like £1. I bought it when we went to Cwmbran, same time as I got the docks, but yeah, fantastic buy. £13 at least after fees. I'm not going to complain, as per usual, but at the same time, it's been a very quiet week. But all I can say, guys, is thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, sub, comment below on what you thought was good in the sales, what you thought I can improve on when it comes to the video. But I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.